Well, take us through that one. It seemed like something changed in the second half to spark you all. We were talking to Dylan, and he even mentioned too the weather and being into the wind versus having it in your backs. Just what did you see change for you guys to spark that comeback tonight?
Yeah, the I think the weather played a big role tonight in the game. It was difficult there in the first half. Obviously, not happy to concede the way that we did another set piece. It's just something we'll continue to work on. But I was really proud of the second half. The chances that we created, our set pieces from an attacking standpoint, I thought were excellent. Um, and then a couple, fantastic finishes to come away with the win. But I thought the mentality was excellent there in the second half, and I know that the group and myself, we were looking to push for 3 points, and we're able to come away with it.
This is your second comeback win of the season. The other one being that the Oakland game where Oscar scored late. At this point, with now 3 games left in the regular season, and of course tonight you clinch a spot in the playoffs. What can that do for a group as you move forward and look to put yourselves in the best position for the playoffs?
Yeah, we spoke about it there after the game, making sure that we put good performances together, solid performances together to end the season. I made it clear we can't control the rest of the table, but what we can do is make sure that the confidence level is high because of how we're performing. And so, we're going to make sure that we look forward to New Mexico. That's the next game that we need to prepare for, and ultimately we need to build on this.
What did you see from Dylan's goal, and then how do you feel like your guys responded from that? Because I guess it's one thing to tie, and then another to say like we can go on and win this game as well.
Yeah, I mean, it was an excellent finish. His first touch and then his strike was fantastic. And we believed even at halftime that we were going to win the game. We just wanted to make sure that the players stay focused. And I thought that when Dylan came in, he was fantastic on both sides of the ball. So he rewarded himself, for the work that he's been putting in, and obviously it puts us in a position to be able to go on and win the game.
Wilson scored in 4 straight games now. What sort of form do you see him in, and where do you feel like this is coming from for him?
Yeah, I think he's in excellent form. Again, I've said about him, he brings a ton defensively as well. For us as a group, he scores goals, but he also works his butt off to make sure that he's doing the defensive work that we need to initiate our pressure. So, I thought he again put in another shift tonight, and the finish was obviously fantastic. And I thought we put them under pressure there in the second half, especially with the ball a ton, and we made them defend their box. And I know I alluded to it already, but I thought our attacking set pieces were excellent tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like almost every corner kick you all were giving yourselves a chance to score. Can you believe it? It took that long in hindsight, just with the type of chances you all had, just point blank, shots being blocked and saved like that.
Yeah, I thought again the delivery was good. The techniques that we went to use tonight and the movements tonight, the players looked to execute exactly what we talked about. Right, we weren't able to train over the last 2 days for the most part just because of the travel and some delays. So a lot of it was done in the classroom, and the players did everything we asked of them from an attacking set piece standpoint. We need to continue to put a focus on improving the defensive set pieces. Obviously, that's too many this week alone, and we'll certainly put an emphasis on that going into the remainder of the season.
Not sure if you can see that question in the chat from Paul Miles, asking if you can speak to the importance of the franchise in making the playoffs now for 9 straight seasons.
Yeah, I think it's a testament, to what this club is all about and the work that has gone in year after year, from ownership to coaches that have been here to the front office to the players. It takes a village to be able to do what this club has been able to do. And it starts at the top when you look at the support that we have in the community, the fans that we have coming, week in and week out. Again, you look at our last home game where there's a lot going on in the city, and the turnout is still incredible, and so I think there's a lot of people that play important roles in that. For us, I'll be honest with you, we didn't even talk about making the playoffs in the locker room today, because that's the minimum expectation. And the reason it's that is because of the quality that this club has, and what everybody puts into it. So I'm certainly proud of that. I'm proud of it for everybody, but we're in this to make sure that we're lifting something at the end of the year.
And I know Benton has a couple, so I'll just let him go ahead and ask those.
Yeah.
Hey, Coach, I got
Benton, I lost you there for a sec. Lender, can you still hear
I
me?
can't hear him either.
your
can you
game
hear us?
plan, or
Try that again.
Yeah.
Benton. Go ahead.
can you guys hear me?
We can now.
Okay, my apologies.
No problem.
Dylan spoke of the adverse weather conditions, and I was just curious if that going into a match, kind of knowing what that's up against. I mean, do you have to plan around that at all? Do you make any changes, or is it just kind of one of those things that the players have to kind of adjust accordingly in their own actions?
Yeah, I would say both teams obviously have to play through that. One of the things that we identified against Loudoun was, they at times, while their quality with the ball, they struggle with movement and behind, and so we were looking to try to be a little bit more direct at times in the game tonight. But the weather had a heavy influence on that, especially there in the first half. So we didn't put a game plan together based on the weather. Both teams have to deal with it, but we certainly had to make a few adjustments when it was coming down as hard as it was there in the first half.
And second question is, I believe that it's now 3 goals in the past 5 conceded that were on set pieces. I know it's been a point of frustration for you much of this season. I mean, this slate, does your communication to the team about set piece defending change at all, or your approach, or what does that look like now at this stage in the game?
Yeah. So what I'll say is this: there's different phases. So our defensive set pieces our defensive corner kicks, since really it was either Birmingham or we had RGB. There was a slate of games where it was diabolical. We put an emphasis on it, and it's been really, really good from a defending corner set piece up until tonight. So I would say we put a huge emphasis on it. We improved in it. On the defending wide free kicks, which was obviously there was 2 of them against Miami, it's clear that we need more work in that area. And I obviously take responsibility for that, and we will do the same thing that we have been doing to try to mitigate defensive corners, which is repetition, roles and responsibilities, and trying to put players in positions that give us the best chance to defend them. And I'll give you one example, and Manny would be the first one to tell you. Manny is now, I've put him in a different role and responsibility for defensive corners than he had in the past, and he's done an excellent job in the new role. But I have to make sure that I'm putting players in positions that they are comfortable with, and obviously good at doing.